Well, hello, everybody, and happy Wednesday. This is Christine Aldridge at CLAldridge Art. Welcome to my channel. If you do not know me, this is me. I do draw coloring books for a living, and I also color, and I have a weekly color and chat on Sundays at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. UK time, 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And these are two of my newest books. Well, actually, this one is a new one, fairly new, less than a year old. Fabulous Flowers. But this is the one that is probably the best for everybody if you are not familiar with my art. It is 40 Fan Favorites, Volume 1. It contains 5 of the best-selling drawings from each of my first 8 books, and they were picked by volume of Etsy sales. So if the individual drawings sold well, they are the ones that made it into this first volume. There were a total of 10 from each book. This is simply volume 1. There will be a volume 2 following in about 15 days, I do believe. I'm going to try and have that out by September 1st. But this one certainly has some beautiful images. In addition to that, I do have currently a mandalas book dedicated to the best of the mandalas that I have drawn over the years. This is one that we started on Sunday's stream with Cali Art markers, and we called this one Brown is a Color Too. Sorry about that waving. I just blew out a candle, and I noticed that the smoke was just about to drift across the camera. At any rate, but that's not what I'm here to show you today. I want to do a walkthrough for you and show you a bit, or a flip through, and show you a bit of Happy Mail. I do not have the consent of the person who sent this to say her name, so I won't. I will just say that I did send a thank you note, and thank you so very much. And you made my day. You cheered me up. And I've actually had a day of taking back my joy in my art and my craft and all kinds of good things. What this is, these are made by the Art Supply Company. They are Jeweltone dry mica pearl powders. Now, some people may remember that I did a video on how to make your own sparkle watercolors from the pearlescent powder and gum arabic. And so I will be doing that with these. These are my sparkles right here in this row. And there's a few of them over here that I've used as different separators. But these are individual different companies. Most of these are Daniel Smith, but there's some other companies involved over there as well. And so I used my little pearl essence over there. But I had all the golds and russets and silvers and interference colors, but I didn't have any of the actual solid colors. So, like the Coloros, how you can get those in the ocean and, in the blues. So that's what this is for. So I will be making another mixing it up video to show you exactly how to make those pearlescent watercolors. And you can buy empty pans with magnets on the back, and you can then just get yourself a little empty, like, licorice tin, and oh look, there's even more in there, and put them, or this is a licorice tin, but an Altoids tin works really well too. You can also buy empty tins at Amazon, but why? When you could just enjoy the Altoids and then, do something with the empty tin. So thank you so very much for that. Along with this came this wonderful book that had been on my list, and it is called Equinox, and it is the first book, coloring book, that Stephen Barnwell released. Now, he has since released another called Angel Icon, one word, Angelikon. I do not have it. It is, however, absolutely stunning angels and icons. There's 24 angels in it and 12 icons for a total of, and icons are like religious figures or symbolism, things like that. But this is his book, Equinox. And I looked, and there's maybe one flip through of this on YouTube. And of course, his main job is as a storybook illustrator. And so, it's not, he didn't put a great deal of marketing into his coloring book lines, but they are absolutely fabulous. And so I wanted to show it to you. Of course, it's he published this through CreateSpace, but or actually through it's Kindle KDP now. Oh, hello, Mr. Fly. You do not want to be in the house. They get in the summertime, and at any rate, without further ado, I'll just simply show it to you. It is absolutely gorgeous. His Angel and Icon book, if you buy it here in the United States, you can get a artist edition, but if you buy it through Amazon overseas, it is a Kindle edition, or a Kindle, a KDP edition. What used to be CreateSpace. Cover page. And what I like, oh, and he did this one for his father. So this covers all of the, the spring, the summer, the autumn, the winter equinox. And of course, an equinox is a journey through an annual cycle, the 4 seasons. So it's basically a 4 seasons book. It is very, I don't want to say new agey, because that isn't right, but he starts with, new life begins in spring, and our adventure begins at home. We start our journey with our courage to step out the door and enter a countryside filled with wonders, exotic plants, and strange creatures. The goal of life is to acquire wisdom. By day or night, we may come upon signposts to guide our way, but the road to wisdom is a long one. As our path forks, we choose our way with care. And then, of course, you enter spring, and the first thing that you have, I'm going to take care of that right now. Sorry about the autofocus, guys. There we go. And so, of course, you have an elephant with wings. I love that. Smelling a flower. And this is the house that you just walked out the door from. And here is your wonderful, strange land. These are, of course, all single-sided. There is the whole edition. And I love the fact that he caught this elephant from behind with its wings. So I guess the elephants are dragonflies. Dragonfly elephants. And a fence post or something along those lines. Maybe a perch for owls to eventually come along. You've got, I love this one because you've got like a brick wall or a rock wall and grass, but you've also got fish. And I love the fish that he's built right along the wall. And all sorts of different angelfish and dolphins and whales, all in the sky. And I love this one. This is probably my favorite image in the book. I've seen this colored several times, and it's a lot of fun. So this, of course, is the snail. And you have the toadstools with the moon. This one is beautiful colored. And if you look up his website, you can see a lot of his own coloring, and it's very inspiring for these. I did a Google search of it to look for how to color these. And if you have the Helen Elliston books or the Jennifer Zimmerman books on coloring gems, that will really help as well. Or coloring crystals. And I love this rock formation, this tilty rock formation. A heart flying away with a rose and breaking the chains. Lots of symbolism here. The library with the egg, the candles coming out of the egg. All those lovely bound books. And of course the tree. I love the water. The water flowing down. And all of this stuff going on. Lots of creativity. There's one of those signposts. Which way do you go? Do you take the level land? Do you take the high road? What do you do? And then, of course, you go on to summer. I love it. When pigs fly. Beautiful sun with a rainbow. They're relatively simple drawings, but they really have, they present a lot of opportunity to create some really beautiful colorings. Another fence post. The circus. The circus usually comes in the summertime. This also, of course, is probably my personal favorite, in the book, because of course it's got everything that I love. It's geometrical, it's balanced, it's got a dragon. Another one that could be definitely, this would work as a workbook if you had either the Jennifers or the Ellens sitting side by side. And I love the hot air balloons. And the houses in the tree. This one also looks like a hobbit house to me. Built right in to the mountainside. And remember, everybody, if you don't like all these geometrical lines, just paint over them or color over them. You don't have to make them all different colors, but it looks really, really cool if you do. That one could be a lot of things. Kind of looks reminiscent of the flame work on a really cool guitar. Sword in the stone. We all have our swords in the stone at some point, don't we? And I love this, the day and the night. The roots and the day. You grow in the day. Your roots are bound at night. The autumn. And I love the fact that these separator pages are colorable as well. And this talked about, took me a while to figure out why there were all these wrapped gifts under this tree. But it's the gift of the harvest, the the gifts of our fruits of our labor is what it says in the front when I read the part of it. And I thought that was cool. It is just clouded up. It is about to rain like the dickens. Lovely toadstools. I love all these different kinds. And, you know, with the tree. And I love this one. You know, sort of hey diddle diddle, the cat and the fiddle. And the cow jumped over the moon. And there is our house again, which is very, very cool. This time from a different angle. And I love this box with all of the keys and the grungy fronts that you could, you know, do a lot with. Giant wishbone, wishing on a star. I love this stone spear. That would be really cool to color. Once again, using those how to color, you know, shiny objects. This one also appeals to me a lot. I like these big, wide areas that you could do, you know, in neutral colors with really colorful painted details. Looks like someplace in Morocco. Beautiful color, you know, use your beautiful bright colors. This one also I love, with the, you know, the lamps hanging from the chains. I want to put silhouettes of little people, you know, like these are their little houses. An interesting vine with balls and whatever fruits those are. In other words, wonderful, wonderful places to work out shading and lighting and, you know, where you want your highlights to go. And I love this with the what do you call that? A gargoyle. Only this one you could color like it was real. A real gargoyle. Guarding the city gates, I guess. Oh, wow. It is raining. And there, of course, is the cover image of the Equinox. And now we are into winter. And what winter would be complete without a stag standing on a snowy precipice with bells in his ears, or bells hanging from his antlers. I love the table rock. A recognition that originally Christmas was a pagan holiday. And the moon and the sun all together. Lots of opportunity for, excuse me, for some very fun coloring. Very fun and colorful coloring. It's a butterfly candle. I love the toys, you know, the little cupboard. Everything is put away. This must be an homage to a child. We've got dice and cards and all the things that you do when you're inside in the wintertime. You've got your ink and, you know, a little lock door, and once again, your wishbone, maybe it's a tuning fork, who knows. All kinds of different little things, though. Jacks. Building blocks. And a lovely candle. Make that a big old stained glass window. Use your candle for lighting. I love this one too. Of course, anything having to do with books is right up my alley. Can you imagine they actually used to read by candlelight like that? The chalice. An old Celtic cross. This one also I've seen colored quite a bit. I love it with the like a joker or a clown hand holding the cards. And the last little bit is just the little cow jumping over the moon. And that is it. There's a couple of pages, blank pages that you could test out your colors on. And this is just an absolutely splendid book. Once again, Equinox by Stephen Barnwell. S-T-E-P-H-E-N, Barnwell. I do hope that you enjoyed the flip through of this. I sure enjoyed bringing it to you. And once again, thank you, thank you, thank you to the lady who sent it to me from my wish list. That nobody should ever feel obligated to do something like that. I am so grateful that you did. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. Now I also want to show you that I am drawing a little bit. I'm working on this right now. It is not, right now it's just really a rough idea, which is why there's nothing inked in yet. But I'm just working out some ideas. I started with some shapes that I love and put them in a pattern that I like, well, obviously, if I don't love it, it doesn't actually end up on the page because I erase and erase and erase. This is why I don't have a sketchbook, because pretty much everything I draw in pencil until it's perfect, and then I'll ink that part. And if there's a chance I want to bring something over it, I won't ink it until I've made that decision. So I do have obviously I have a sketchbook, and I sketch all kinds of things in it. Got rabbits going on, and flowers. I was doing some banisters. This is, of course, one of my dragons, making myself little notes about, black and, ideas for, just rough ideas for flowers, things like that. But mostly this is my swatch book. And otherwise I just draw original drawings on the paper that I'm going to draw it on until I'm done. So I have started a new drawing, and it's not dragons, sorry, but it will be finished soon, like within the next couple of days. So I'll be putting that in the Etsy shop when it's done, and it will be marvelous. And okay, so that is it for today. Thank you so much for watching. This is, once again, Christine Aldridge at CLAldridge Art. Please do like and subscribe to my channel. I normally do coloring on the channel and many other things. But you can also, should you choose to, you can follow me on social media at CLAldridge Art on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And I also have a wonderfully active coloring book group or coloring group on Facebook called CLAldridges Coloring in Bloom Coloring Club. And there are links for all of that down below in the description, along with my Etsy shop and all of my Amazon author pages. Thank you so much for joining me. Till we meet again, please color something pretty.